Welcome back, guys, to Beyond the Film channel. I'm going to be reviewing the film Thoroughbreds. And as again in the description, I'm going to provide the time frames of each part I'm going to talk about. So let's get right into it. Story and Pacing. It's written and directed by Corey Finley, his first feature film, and he didn't do too bad for his first time. The story was unique and it went in ways that I didn't expect. And one of the examples was that in the ending scene when Lily is going upstairs to kill her father, it didn't show that part. It just showed her coming back down with her hands, or she had yellow gloves on, bloodied, and you really felt the gravity of that scene, and I didn't expect that at all. And it's just essentially about two girls bonding throughout the film and using their different personality traits to devise a plan to kill Lily's stepfather. One of the other things I didn't see coming was Lily framing Amanda and not caring about her when she decided to basically say, screw you, you're going to get this shit into this plan. Granted that Amanda in reality didn't care much about her life, I really didn't see that coming, so to speak. I really saw them bonding throughout the film and them actually working together to kill Lily's stepdad. And as far as pacing goes, pacing was fine for me. The scenes which it needed to take its time with, it took its time, and the scenes where it needed to speed up in terms of the plot and story, it sped up. So pacing was fine overall, and the story was unique and interesting and kept me invested throughout the film. Next, we're going to be talking about characters. Lily, played by Anya Taylor-Joy. Hope I'm saying that right. She's also known for In the Witch and Split, both of which are wonderful films. And Amanda, played by Olivia Cooke. She was in Me and Earl and the Dying Girl and the upcoming film Ready Player One, which I'm really excited to see her in. And Tim, who was a drug dealer, was played by Anton Yedlin. I think I'm saying that name right. He was in Terminator Salvation and Star Trek Beyond. He actually passed away last year, I think, due to a car accident. RIP. And I think these characters stood out for the most part. Obviously, the former two being the main characters. Usually, at least for me, I have a hard time connecting with an emotionless character like Amanda. But she actually pulls it off really, really well. And at certain times, I could feel what she was going through. And she portrayed the lack of emotion for her character incredibly well. So it stood out to me, particularly out of the three characters that I just mentioned. So overall, the three characters that stood out to me, they were great. They had a great synergy, a great chemistry together when they were on screen. Anton's character is Tim, who's a drug dealer. I expected him to be more of a badass because when they first introduced him at the party scene where Lily was at, I thought that he had everything together. But then when he showed up at their house, when they came to him to say to him, "Hey, help us kill Lily's father," he kind of faltered. He kind of grew to a lesser character at that point, and he got scared by Amanda, especially because she was so intimidating to him. Going to action and visual effects. The visual effects that I believe were none, but the action was there. It was minimal, as expected out of this type of film with the story that was told, but enjoyable nonetheless when it appeared. I don't know why, but when Amanda hit Tim with that vase behind his back, and then the bloody injury that followed afterwards on his head really made me feel uneasy. But as far as the action goes, I think it was okay. Moving into cinematography, it was definitely a real treat to look at in this film. There are a lot of gorgeous, long tracking shots of scenery outside and inside this huge mansion. I believe they used a 16mm lens, wide angle lens, when they took Tim to Lily's house so that they could emphasize the size of the house, how magnificent it was, and how beautiful it was. I noticed there were a lot of instances where a character walked between two subjects, making it an appealing and symmetrical visual to look at. So Overall, cinematography in this film was excellent. Moving on to Theme and Message. What I basically got out of this film was friends can betray friends, and you can never 100% truly trust someone. As Lily really just got what she wanted from Amanda and just tossed her aside because when Amanda sent her a letter after the events of what happened towards the end, she said she just tossed it and didn't read it. So she basically didn't really care about Amanda, what happened to her, and she just used her to get what she wanted, which was a scholarship and a college interview because she didn't want to be at the college that her stepdad wanted her to be. And finally, overall thoughts. This movie was shot well, and the soundtrack really made the story and thematic elements stand out. However, the message and theme it was trying to accomplish, or the story that I told, didn't really work for me. When Lily decided to kill her father, her stepfather, the reason was not justified for me. It was basically her just showing teenage angst and the fact that she didn't like the way her father treated her and her mother. So I felt like that wasn't good enough reason. Granted, it's a movie, but yeah, it didn't work for me. And still, not a reason I can stand behind. And Olivia's character, although her acting was great, it fell flat towards the end because the whole kind of her thinking her life was meaningless. It wasn't strong enough for me. I wish she kind of fought against Lily's plan to use her to kill her stepfather. So, with that being said, I would definitely give it a 6.5 out of 10. The movie looked great. This music hit all the notes that the story was trying to tell. So, it worked really well in tandem with the story. But I would definitely recommend people to see it if they like thriller and unusual stories. And if you're fans of Olivia Cooke and Anya Taylor-Joy, check it out. But for the most part, I just wait until it comes out on Blu-ray or streaming sites if it were up to me. But thanks again for tuning in to Beyond the Film channel. Be on the lookout for more movie reviews or upcoming trailer reactions. Thanks.